Good evening, lovely people. I hope you're well. Welcome back to the Sanderson Show and welcome back to Combat Catch Up, joined with the two legends, Luke Tanner and Jamie Phillips. So you know what I'm going to say if you've been watching the show for a while. Click the like button and go to the links in the description. Subscribe to Luke's channel, subscribe to Jamie's channel as well. On the road to 3,000 subs and getting close, people. So if you haven't subbed already, please do as well. Going to be speaking about Tom Aspinall and Alex Pereira having a little standoff online. Amanda Nunes reaches out to Dana White, telling him to call her. Could she be in line for return? UFC 307 short recap, and then going to be speaking about the war of words between Ilya Topuria and Islam Makhachev. Just to address a few things, I don't know where these rumors have come from. I haven't been sacked from Coppish unless I have been, and I haven't been told by Matt or Drew, which would be crazy if I'm going to be honest. But no, haven't been sacked. I still am definitely with Coppish. I was on Coppish last night. Just had a break today. I'm going to be back on Coppish tomorrow morning. So yeah, I don't know where these have come from, but all is good at Coppish. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad.
Sweet. Right, boys. We saw Alex Pereira dispatch of Khalil Roundtree in what was, in my opinion, the fight of the year so far. I thought it was a brilliant fight. Khalil Roundtree went out there and delivered massively. And then Alex Pereira ended up going into his flow state, ended up tapping into the matrix. And just went off on Khalil Roundtree in rounds 3 and 4 and got the stoppage win in amazing fashion to retain his light heavyweight championship. And the talk has been Ankalaev or Rakic next for Pereira. However, Alex Pereira posted this on social media today. A picture of Tom Aspinall staring a hole for him at UFC 300 as he was about to get into the octagon, saying, "This is one of my favorite moments before a fight." And as things would have it, Tom Aspinall replied, tagging Alex Pereira with a handshake emoji at the top and the eyes emoji at the bottom. Now, a bit of, for me, this is smart from Alex Pereira. Even though recently he's come out and said that he doesn't want to move up or doesn't want to move down, he's enjoying the weight cut at 205. He's enjoying being in the division at 205, and obviously he's dominating at 205. However, Jamie, you and I have been investigating Alex Pereira and his Area 51 activities. The fact that he had a broken nose, it looked like in round 2, and then his nose was fixed in round 3. Do you think Alex Pereira is now thinking about taking on Tom Aspinall instead of waiting around for Ankalaev or Rakic? And if so, are you on board?
Alex Pereira will be your next heavyweight champion.
How
long have I actually been saying this for?
You have been. You have been pushing. To be fair, you've been saying for a while you don't want Aspinall to fight him.
I think it'll be Aspinall Pereira for the vacant heavyweight title. Because I think John Jones is going to retire.
It's going to be a pussy.
I think Pereira fights the winner of the Rakic fight, and that get that fight done, and then for the vacant heavyweight title, it would be Aspinall versus Pereira, because you can't. If the UFC have got any sense in the world, if John Jones does retire, which I think he will, because he's a pussy, when he leaves, he will retire because he doesn't want to fight this young stud. That's just for facts. He's not active enough. He'll get destroyed, and he knows that. The UFC can't do Aspinall, Cyril Gane for the vacant title, because Cyril Gane fought for the vacant title against John Jones, and it was a crap show.
Yeah, and he lost to Francis before that as well.
Yeah, so the only fight to make, because Aspinall's beaten everyone else in the rankings while waiting for this fight with John Jones.
Yeah,
the only fight to make that makes any logical sense in the world is Pereira versus Aspinall. And what I've noticed more in Pereira recently, and I noticed it in the Roundtree fight, how big he is all of a sudden. He looks like a heavyweight.
He's a heavyweight.
He is a heavyweight.
That's the fight to make. Do you know how much money that fight is?
Yeah.
It's just huge. That is the biggest fight since Lesnar Mir 2.
I was going to ask you, do you think that is the biggest fight the UFC can make right now, Luke?
Yes. Is this providing that John Jones is 100% retired?
Yeah, it depends on that,
because he is.
So just on that, Luke, say for example, Jones wins, because I don't think Aspinall Pereira will agree a fight until that fight happens. So we're all assuming that John Jones wins that fight, and we're all assuming that he retires. That will be what? When's that card? In November, right? Or is that December? November.
Yeah.
So that's a month away from now. Alex has just fought and Tom fought, or is it back in July, if I'm not mistaken?
Not going to fight until I think he said he's not rescuing no more cards this year. Like he's done doing the Batman.
He says that though, and he probably would if he had to.
You hear the injuries he had leading up to camp. Like he was on antibiotics. He trained for 3 weeks. Re-broke his toe. The reason why he went out to Salt Lake early because there was a real concern that he was going to pull out because he wasn't going to make it. So
to make him look more human, they said this. Yeah. So this is what I keep on saying.
This is mad.
Have you seen when Terminator gets shot? You saw when the Terminator got shot.
Yeah, the bullet just
look, I've never wanted to expose Alex Pereira. I think he pretended to get knocked out by Israel Adesanya so people wouldn't question whether he's human or not.
He took a shot.
I think he took a dive. I don't think Alex Pereira is human. I said and him and Francis Ngannou, they're not human.
No one's connected with Pereira since like that either. Well, if we look at the Roundtree fight, I watched that Roundtree fight about 4 times now because it's one of the best fights of the year. There's no doubt about it. Roundtree was busy, but if you actually watch, he barely connects with any shot.
I know.
Because Pereira moves backwards as he's getting hit, so the blows have got about 10% power in them. And obviously 10% of Killian Roundtree is a lot. It's probably more enough than 100%. But they're glancing blows. They're not doing a match damage. Yeah. Did you see the jab that he hit him with? And the blood just squirted out of his face.
Have you seen he had to have a nose operation?
Yeah, it's bad. Apparently it's the worst operation you can have. It's meant to be awful. Pereira hits so hard. That is the best jab I've ever seen in MMA ever.
Well, did you guys hear what Mark Goddard said about him?
Yeah, he said it's horrible. Yeah,
the hardest punches ever.
He's been there for over 20 years, and he says his power is ungodly. Listen to the word he's using, ungodly. That's what you talk about with Thanos and the Hulk.
And he throws like this.
Yeah.
He throws like he's just doing that. It's just that.
I have to say, like if you're looking at his striking from a technical aspect, you could probably say it's probably a bit basic. But when you've got power.
That's what I always say.
You don't even need to hit the dome. You just need his pinky could touch your dome and you're going out.
Well, his accuracy is on another level.
Adesanya said his foot is shaped like a hammer hook. How does that happen if you're not built?
He's like his face is bigger than his head.
I'll say him and Francis Ngannou, they're from Area 51. They are not human. They can't be.
No.
By the way, that would have been an amazing fight. Francis. We've been robbed of so many Francis fights. I don't want to go on a tangent.
That's a Corden fight as well.
Whoever lands first.
The thing with Pereira though, Pereira can wrestle now as well. He's not stupid. He can grab.
So can Francis though.
Yeah, and it's hard to take Pereira down. So I know everyone keeps going.
Yeah, that one for me, I think because of the people he's fought and the way they've spoken about how they're going to fight him. So, we're going to stand and bang. We're not going to use our grappling skills against him like donuts.
I don't think they can. That's the problem.
Well, the thing is,
sorry, Luke, I'm glad you said that. I want to share something right now with you because you've teed me up perfectly there. So let me share something with you right now. Now you've just said that.
Is it what I think it is?
I think it is.
Yeah, about a certain Britishman said that if he gets in there, then he's doing one thing. straight off
I
the
think-
bat.
Yeah, let me get it.
Oh, when Aspinall said he'd rugby tackle him or something like that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play the clip. Shout out to Jamal Niaz. You guys see this?
A lot of people
Yeah,
online think you can take him on the feet.
Well, the bell would go and I'd run across, full blast and rugby tackle him is what I'd do.
Go straight for the takedown.
First 10 seconds of the fight, yeah.
Seriously.
Well, I've got one very reliable takedown that I do. If you watch my fight with Arlovski, did it there.
Spear.
The spear,
Yeah.
it's undefeated in training. The problem is when you do it, you nearly knock yourself out. So I don't do it that much because you just run into a full blast with your head. So I save that for rare moments. But that's the exact takedown I do. Full blast, mate. 40-yard dash straight across. Head in the middle.
A lot of people online think you can take him on the
I mean,
If he did that, he'd get knocked out.
it-
Pereira is so accurate. I think he'd
well,
hit him with the knee.
he'd probably hit Pereira and get knocked out. Is that what you're saying? No?
Yeah, I literally think if he tried to do that at Pereira, because of his accuracy and his speed, I think he'd knock Aspinall out as he's doing it. I really do. I think the reason people don't grapple with Pereira that much is because it's almost impossible to.
It's difficult to get to him, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
difficult. And plus, I think because the fighters are all very what's the right word? They're all about their ego. I don't want to have to use my wrestling. I want to stand and bang and show that I'm the better striker.
You can't stand and bang with Pereira.
Which is mental. And like, if any light heavyweight,
So Theo's
Oh.
comment is brilliant. Light heavyweights love CTE. Like,
hey,
yeah.
absolute facts. And like,
Just stop standing with the
people
man.
need to see how Blachowicz did against Pereira. Obviously, the decision was a bit dodgy. I think you counted Blachowicz won. I thought it was very close. If you saw how that fight went, that's how you sort of neutralize Pereira, big air quotation marks, in that aspect.
I think he's got better for him since then. No, that's the problem, with Pereira.
Yeah, he had. The thing
He
is,
evolves
until
every fight.
he faces someone probably like an Ankalaev, we're probably not going to see that grappling being used. And you know what? It was absolutely hilarious because I saw Ankalaev come out and said that if Stipe drops out, then he'll fight John Jones. He's the best
Yes,
striker at light
I
heavyweight.
don't know what
I'm
Ankalaev's doing at the
what?
moment.
I'm like, what? Did Ali Abdelaziz tell you to say that on a freaking interview? Because that's something that I'd expect him to say. But
Here's the
oh
killer.
no, he did say it because he said it on submission radio that Ankalaev would knock out Pereira. You pussy.
Here's a killer though. Everyone forgets the Jan Blachowicz and Ankalaev fight because it wasn't as exciting as it could have been. Jan Blachowicz was kicking the hell out of his legs to the point where Ankalaev was struggling to stand. If Jan Blachowicz is doing that, who's again has got fantastic leg kicks, but if Jan's doing that, just
One leg kick.
imagine.
One.
Imagine what Pereira's going to do.
I mean, look at Rantry's legs after the fight. The
Right.
walk.
Oh my god.
Like,
Yeah.
what does he think's going to happen?
He's
Look,
the
I'll be
he's
real. If you
best
think,
striker.
unless you're Israel Adesanya at 85, by the way, not at 205, unless you're Israel Adesanya at 85, you don't stand with Alex Pereira.
No.
You just don't do it.
I think we're looking at Alex Pereira probably should never have fought at 185
Yeah, that's what makes him even more scary.
Yeah.
He did it.
because he doesn't have the stamina at 185. He was blowing out quite a bit at 185. You look him at 205, the man don't get tired.
Doesn't get
Rantry,
right.
Rantry was coming at him, Pauls,
Pause.
for 4 rounds, yeah? For 4 rounds, yeah? For 4 rounds, right? And Pereira just met him in the middle every time. Pereira's pressure he puts on opponents is
It's
ungodly.
scary.
He doesn't even do anything. He just
It's
walks
the
you
mental
like this.
pressure in it. It's the mental pressure.
He just walks here, and it
It's
starts
aura.
from it's the aura. It starts from the ring walk to when he just stands there and looks at you. We said it in the watch along. Rantry was nervous and stops, but you can't take your eyes off him. You're fixed.
Yeah.
He's
He's
got
like,
you.
yeah,
got you.
exactly.
And
He's
then
like
he started
Medusa, innit?
smiling. Hey, the
Yeah.
second he locked on and started smiling, you're like, yeah, you're done. You're done.
But it's like, it's not just, remember, in the first second of the fight, he ran out and threw a running high kick. He did the, you remember Test from wrestling, guys?
Yeah,
That's what Test used to do when he used to
Right,
finish
no, I
fights.
did.
Yeah.
You tried to
The
do
high
the
boot.
Helluva kick.
It's like, where'd that come from? We've never
Tried to
seen
do the
that.
Sami Zayn.
The Helluva kick. We've never seen that from Pereira. It's like, what the
Never.
hell? What
We've
are you
never
doing?
seen it.
It's like, just fancy mixing it up. I'm going to win anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So in terms of Aspinall Pereira,
I want it to happen so bad.
It's the fight to make, right? It's the biggest fight you can make now.
At heavyweight, yeah. I think we need John Jones to go away.
All right, let me switch the question.
No, John Jones deserves his punishment.
Let's say John Jones wins, and by some miracle he says, "I'm not done yet. I've got one more fight in me." Would you rather him fight Alex Pereira
Aspinall.
or Tom Aspinall?
Aspinall.
Jamie's not sure. He's not.
You
sure.
know how much I love Pereira, man.
No way.
I think
I'm going to be real with you, Luke. I love Aspinall, and I think he deserves it. I genuinely don't know them.
Hey.
I'd be excited for the Pereira
I will
fight.
cook you both. I've got two
Bro,
sauces here ready for both of you.
All right, so here's my thing with Pereira.
Pereira kicking John Jones' legs.
But this it's not just that though. And again, I went through this the other day with a friend of mine, and this is no dig to John Jones because his resume is probably the best in MMA history. But if there's one thing you can pick a hole in John Jones' resume is that he's only fought one fighter with legit one-punch knockout power, and that's Rampage Jackson. He's fought killers all of his career, but Rampage is the only one for me who had legit one-punch knockout power. He never, unfortunately, got to fight Anthony Rumble Johnson. He never fought Francis Ngannou. He hasn't fought Tom Aspinall. He hasn't fought Alex Pereira. He's not going to fight the first two. Out of the other two, though, those are reasons why I think they're so dangerous for him, because he's never fought that guy with one-punch legit knockout power. But I think even though Aspinall is at a heavier weight, I think Pereira still probably hits harder.
Yeah, possibly. But, like, for me, the reason why it should be Aspinall, because he's your freaking interim champ. Are you taking the piss?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know.
Tell him not to, fucking bend the belt.
As soon as John Jones fights, that he's not interim champion anymore, is he? That's the problem, yeah, that's the problem. So as soon as John Jones fights, Aspinall's just not interim champion anymore.
Oh, I forgot. You're right, Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Stipe, you got one job. One job.
So hold on. Does that mean if Jones retires, then the belt gets vacated?
It's vacant.
Would they not give it to Aspinall?
No, it's vacant.
Oh, they've done him. If that happens, they've done him.
For it. That's why Aspinall's wanted John Jones this whole time, because
to unify.
As soon as John Jones comes back, he's the champion. So there's no. So you don't need that belt no more.
And Aspinall better not be standing ringside with the interim champ belt on his shoulder.
Won't be allowed. They won't give it.
Yeah,
to
they
him.
won't let him.
So yeah,
storm that octagon, Aspinall. Storm that freaking octagon.
All Aspinall is number one contender.
Sorry, Luke. Are you telling me this wouldn't send goosebumps down your spine? John Jones standing across from Pereira, just staring him down.
Can you imagine? Look, in doing that walk
down to John Jones.
Like that to John Jones.
Oh,
John Jones will probably either have his back to him or probably be laughing at him.
Oh, I'll just go like that to John Jones. I'll just do that if I was in the ring.
We will see. We will see. In fact, I'll let you guys answer. Would you rather see John Jones versus Aspinall or John Jones versus Pereira at heavyweight for the championship?
I think we're seeing Aspinall Pereira for the vacant.
We could.
I think he deserves it because I think after his next title defense, he deserves a legacy fight.
Yeah, I think Pereira pretty much gets to any fight he wants next.
Yeah, he's deserved. Dana can't say no to him. He saved every card.
Exactly.
Like, hey, did you hear what the main event was meant to be if he couldn't make it?
No, go on.
It was meant to be the girls' fight, wasn't it? It was going to be the main event. Pena and Pettier. That was going to be the main event.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
And let's face it, that pay-per-view was shit. He saved that pay. He saved that card.
Yeah,
he saved 300 as well.
Yeah, save 300, save 303 was it, and then 307
and 285 as well.
Bloody hell, it's crazy. Speaking of the girls, Jay, today, giggity. Amanda Nunes came out a video. I can't play the video because there's music on it, and the way YouTube move, like they'll probably demonetize a video and then give me a copyright strike.
No one wants to see it anyway.
No. She came out of a video, and the video basically stipulates that she wants Dana White to call her to return to the UFC. Now, the women's bantamweight for a little while has been just really quiet, and everyone was starting to say, look, it was a glamorous division in the past, and now it's not, especially after Amanda retired. However, Raquel Pennington and Juliana Pena put on a very good fight, as you predicted, Jay, with a controversial decision at the end as well. Kayla Harrison's next in line for a title shot against Juliana Pena, and they went back and forth. And now Amanda's in the frame. Luke, would you say this is the most excited you've been about the women's bantamweight division since its inception?
Hey, the second Amanda dropped that video, I thought finally, the Queen wants her throne back, because let's be honest, that co-main event sucked. And you can tell if there's been a dodgy decision, because when you look at the journalists that do their scorecards afterwards, would you like to know how many people thought Pena won that fight?
None.
I
Zero.
thought Pena won the fight.
Zero.
I did when I watched it the first time, Jay. When I watched it back, I actually think Raquel won 3-2.
Yeah, I thought Pennington won round 1. Pena won 2 and 3.
I'd cut, Luke. I don't think it was a robbery, though. I don't know about you, Luke, but I didn't.
No, I don't think it was a robbery. Obviously, round 1 for me was the swinger round.
Yeah.
Because I thought the other 4 were pretty easy to score. And fun fact, Pennington's got more knockdowns in her UFC career than Bilal Muhammad. Shock.
That shade came out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
That's right.
Bilal was in Pennington's corner, so I had to get a little.
The thing is, Pennington's fighting potato cans, let's face
it. Well, the thing is, right, like, yes, it was absolutely. Hey, look, I don't like Pena. I do think she is cringe. She is the triple C of the women's, division. She is cringe. The fact she blanked Kayla Harrison was a chef's kiss. Because let's be honest, I would be blanking her too after watching her shite performance against Caitlin Vieira. So yes, I would be blanking her too. And yes, she deserves to have that trilogy fight because they are 1-on-1. And let's be brutally honest, like, this division ain't shit without Amanda Nunes in it. Let's be honest, like, have any of these women pulled up trees since she's retired? She's probably retired. She's done, for me, what Triple C did when he dropped the belt as champ. Look, I'm done. Hey, Dana, please come and call me because you're going to miss me. And Triple C found out pretty quickly that the UFC moved on without him. I think in this situation, the bantamweight division, they need Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
Just because the women ain't doing shit. Like, they ain't doing anything. Like they're not driving engagement. The fights aren't exciting. Like, they need Amanda Nunes in this division. And I didn't believe Amanda was ever retired. I think she just needed to take a very long, extended time off to heal her legs up. Because her legs have been battered throughout her career.
Get off the roids.
Yeah,
Takes 2 years. Takes 2 years to get out your body. About 2 years later. About 2 years later. I don't like Amanda Nunes. She's obviously, for me, she's tainted.
How is she tainted? What?
Tainted,
she's the UFC women's GOAT. Don't
tainted,
disrespect her like that.
No, the goats are under Rousey.
What? No.
If it weren't for Ronda Rousey, there wouldn't be a women's division.
Yeah, that's true. She is a pioneer.
True.
She is a pioneer for
Not
women's
the
MMA.
I don't know.
Ronda Rousey was a basic judo.
If Amanda Nunes comes back, then she has to fight Kayla Harrison first.
No. If she decides that she wants to come back, she's getting the trilogy with Pena.
No, she don't deserve it. You can't. I'm sorry, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a male fighter or a female fighter, whoever their star power is.
Were you pissed when GSP came back and fought Bisping?
Yes, shouldn't be getting a midweight title fight.
Okay, you would have said no.
GSPJ.
GSP's an overrated bum who's been roided all his life, and that's
GSPJ.
Yeah. What, Mr. Safety first? No, fuck him.
Yay.
No, I think you got to give. It's got to look. Dana might not like it, but you do have to do Kayla and Pena. That has to be the fight. It just has to be. There's no point bringing Kayla Harrison in and then just fobbing her off for someone who's been retired for a year and a half or 2 years just to come back and get a title fight. That's not right. That's not good business. Kayla Harrison, Pena. Harrison beats Pena, and then you just do. And then if you want to do it, you just do Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison, and that's that's Kayla Harrison's next fight. Because apart from that, Kayla Harrison's got no one else to fight.
And plus that 35 weight cut, it is literally killing her. Like that. Yeah. Apparently she was coughing and in blood during this cut. Like this cut is not healthy for her. So yeah, I completely agree. It probably should be Pena Harrison next. Let Amanda rest up a little bit more, because let's be honest, like if you're thinking which one's going to get more eyes, is it a Pena Amanda trilogy, or is it Harrison versus Nunes? Knowing the whole drama with ATT, Nunes starting her own gym because she wasn't happy with the amount of attention Harrison was getting, etc. Those two weren't close. Apparently when they sparred together, Amanda was just taking care of business. So,
and they're both freaks of the division as well. Let's face it. They're both the freaks of the division. To
be honest, Harrison is a weight bully, but it's not. She's a weight bully, not by choice, if that makes sense. Because if they had a fully functioning featherweight division, then she'd be there dominating. But the fact the UFC haven't sorted that out is an absolute disgrace.
Yeah, I think Pena and Kyle Harrison have got a nice little feud going. They're cooking a little bit at the moment. They're going back and forth. Let that continue. Let that be the fight. I know Pena wants the Amanda Nunes fight. If I'm Pena,
I think Jamie, because they guarantee you in that build up, who's going to be on the brain. Amanda will be on the brain.
Certainly.
Build up for that fight, and Amanda will still be talked about.
And if I'm Pena as well, I think Pena's got more chance of beating Kayla Harrison than she has Amanda Nunes.
Oh, absolutely.
So take the Kayla Harrison fight. If you win that, that's a notch in your belt. And then you got your trilogy fight with Amanda Nunes. So for Pena, it's win-win, really.
Yeah.
It's really win. But Kayla Harrison has
Amanda, and if she beats Amanda and sends Amanda retiring, and a certain Valentina still got her belt, then it's time to bring her back up. Let Valentina go for champ. Let's see if we can get Shevchenko Pena too. See if Pena can avenge that submission loss. But apart from that, the rest of the 35 division shit.
Where does Pennington fit into all of this, guys? Because she effectively should have won that fight according to most people. So
in the kitchen,
she'd probably beat us up and make us go in the kitchen.
They're just bums. They're not good fighters. They're not entertaining. They've got no credibility. No one watches them. No one cares.
You don't think Amanda and Kayla? I'd say Juliana's exciting to watch as well.
Julia Pena.
She's not exciting to watch. She's exciting on the mic. She's not exciting to watch.
Yeah, she's giving you, but she's enticing you to go and watch her fight.
I mean, to be fair, the Pennington fight was a good fight. Her previous fight against Amanda was a good fight. The one before that was a good fight. Pena's actually been in some good fights recently.
I'd rather watch paint dry. A lot of these female fighters, I just don't care about. I'm going to be honest, because UFC have gave me no reason to care for them.
That's another great point.
Because of that, I don't care for them. The ones I care about are the ones that sort of like the UFC get behind to make stars. They're behind Julia Pena. They like her, so they give her the microphone. They allow her to talk, be herself. They're behind Kayla Harrison, and because of the way Kayla Harrison looks, you actually want to watch it. They're behind Amanda Nunes, and the way Nunes has fought, you want to watch it. These fighters, when the UFC decides to promote them, then I'm up for it. When they're not, and I've got someone like Pennington, it just looks like a mother. I don't care about her being a mum. Her whole video package is about her being a mum. I don't care. There's loads of mums around the world. I want you. You're a fighter. I don't care if you're a mother. I really don't. I couldn't give a shit
tonight, Jamie. You are.
I couldn't give a shit. Show me why I should get behind you, because I can't get behind you because you're a mother. I'm a dad. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care.
really the most exciting to be fair.
When did what happened to you, Jay? What's happened to you, bro?
I just don't.
Hey, the wife sent him to the sofa tonight. That's what.
I just want to see. I want to see these fighters come out with a reason for me to get behind them and enjoy their fights. That's what I want. And then for me, UFC only do it with a certain amount of fighters, and they're the ones who get all the.
You're absolutely spitting facts, my friend. Like if the UFC gave a toss about women's MMA, as much as they said that they do, because we know Dana didn't really give a toss about them. It's only because Ronda did what Ronda did, really gave the women the platform. But if you really wanted to elevate, bring us an atomweight division. Get the smaller females from Asia, where there is so much female talent that no one knows about because they don't do their scouting there when it comes to recruiting more talent. So that's what they need to do to really ignite the women's divisions is get an atomweight division, bring some of the women in from one, because you had no problem doing it with like Misha and
Invicta and Strikeforce,
Strikeforce, etc. But with regards to Raquel Pennington, the fact is, she's beaten Caitlin Vieira, Macy Chiasson, Irene Aldana, Bueno Silva, lost to Holly Holm twice. For me, it's Norma Dumont, who's ranked number 5. That's next for me. Or Carol Rosser at number 8. She's beaten pretty much
everyone
on that list. Maybe Durandamy get that loss back, but there's not really a lot of options. That's why I said the 35 division is dead. It's dead. It is on life support.
I think you got to strip some of these women's divisions apart and just make one division.
So I'll be real with you guys. So this is for everyone who's watching. Before we started the show, we said, we don't think anyone's going to get cooked tonight. And no one did personally get cooked, but you both have cooked an entire division.
I look at the women's fighters, and I think there's just some exceptional fighters there that are not getting backed or promoted. So if the company don't want to back and promote them, just make one big division where there's not much weight difference between the fighters, so they can, so it's quite an even contest.
To be honest, apart from some of the women's bantamweights who are cutting from a featherweight, I think most of them, if you say don't cut or a minimal cut, that they all pretty much weigh roughly the same.
Yeah, exactly. So let them fight, man. Because then we're going to get better matchups. More exciting matchups, better names on the marquee, and stuff like that. I mean, Pena. I mean, just no traction, man. And the only reason I enjoyed that fight is because Pena was giving the mouth, and I was like, that's okay. And that's why if Dana's clever, he lets Kayla and Pena just keep going at each other.
Yeah, they sell a fight by themselves, isn't it?
Yeah, if they do Instagram lives or whatever they're doing and they're slagging the other one off, UFC should buy the video and promote it on their website and everything and really make a thing of it. And then everyone will want to watch. Shit, we have got to watch Pena, Kayla Harrison. Make it the main event of a pay-per-view.
Just takes
build it up,
WWE.
Get some attention going into it. But what they're going to do, they're going to hush everything down. In 3 months' time, we'll forget Pena's champion.
Yeah, you might be right.
Just get some tips on the WWE about how to promote freaking fights, man.
Get some tips from the WWE about how to do everything promotion-wise.
And don't you dare come out, Dana, saying like you're the creme de la creme. WWE need to learn off you. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you think that we're mugs?
Yeah. I'm not being funny. We're going to touch on Bad Blood again in a bit because I've got a question I want to ask both of you, but I'm going to be real. Bad Blood was bloody brilliant. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, Luke. It was brilliant.
It was elite.
Yeah. Like Triple H, he knows what he's doing, man. He just knows what he's doing. He gets it.
The production in it was just crazy. The camera angles they get and everything. The way everything's lit up.
They've got their own Bruce Buffer and Samantha Irvin as well. It's like
great voice, and looked great and heavy set. It's beautiful. And you got and you got And you got the video packages. Their video packages are not just one of the best in sport; they're one of the best in TV. Full stop.
Yeah.
Their video packages are ridiculous. And I look at UFC video packages when they do them. And I'm like, did you just make that in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
You had to run something, and you run by the same company. How does this work?
Yeah, it's crazy. Just to move on to 307, just want to touch on two things, but they kind of interact with each other. I don't know if you caught the prelim fight between Pereira and Carlos Almeida, and the referee was basically getting loads of things wrong and basically going against Pereira for most of the fight. And it was so bad that John Anik halfway through the fight said, "I'm taking off my headset because I can't do this." John Anik is one of the most professional people you'll get behind the booth. DC was basically saying it was a shambles. Joe Rogan was saying it's a shambles. Now look, I get being a referee is difficult, but you see when fights like that happen, should there be some sort of protocol? If everyone else can see that the ref's doing something wrong, should there be a protocol that basically goes and says, look, something needs to happen here, whether it be they rematch or the fight stops and then they rematch at a later date? Because Pereira's now got a loss on his record from that fight, when really and truly Carlos Almeida should have had at least 1 point taken away. And Pereira had him up against the fence looking for takedowns, etc. And literally within like 3 or 4 seconds, they were broken up. Should there be something done about this? Because we can't have referees ruining the sport like that.
Well, didn't he? I think he got ducked like 65% of his pay.
See, I'm not on board for that, because everyone's got to make a living. But
the thing is, I think with the judging, with the reffing, I swear Dana said like they wanted to get like their own UFC own like refs and stuff like that.
Here's the thing: are these messages about breaking fighters away from the fence and when they're grappling and stuff, is that coming from the top? Because let's be real, Dana's been pretty blunt about wanting exciting fights and all that. Is that coming from the top? Because all the referees are seeming to do it now, and I don't think that's fair on grapple heavy fighters.
I hope not. Dana could previous promotions that did that.
Yeah, well, Dana is becoming the thing he's always hated, which is fucking hilarious. But no, I think with what we talk about, the judging or just like
refereeing, the judging was
the judging was a fucking abysmal.
Well, again, even with the judging, do you think the judges, like for example, the Pennington fight? Again, I thought it was a close fight, could have gone either way. On watching it for the second time, I thought Pennington did enough to win. Do you think judges sit there and go, right, I'm going to judge this close fight based on who the promotion wants to win? Because let's make no bones about it. Dana White was sitting there more than happy for Pena to win over Pennington.
Even when he was going to wrap the belt, he stood to Pena straight away. For like he knew, not really giving any, I thought he was going to try and keep it at least slightly.
Yeah, no suspense.
Unbiased. Yeah, no sus at all. But I do think there is a bias, and I do think refs get sucked into what happens at the beginning, beginning and end of a round. So let's say, it's Dricus versus Izzy 2. And Izzy has Dricus has a lightning start, takes him down, works out on the ground. But towards the end of the round, Izzy gets back up and looks like he's going to go for the finish, even though he's not really that close. The judging is probably going to see that and go, oh, wow, Izzy's ended the fight strongly. And then they forget what happened at the beginning when Dricus was dominating. And then they probably score it to Izzy, even though you could probably say it's a Dricus round. But I think the way that they do the scoring is flawed and does need changing. As Jamie has said multiple times already, just bring back freaking pride rules. Bring back pride rules.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason, the problem they got though, they obviously can't bring in all the rules for Pride, because when Pride fought a few pay-per-views in America, they the Athletic Commission wouldn't let them do certain things. But the thing they could always do is the yellow card system. I think the yellow card system and changing the minutes of the rounds. I've always said the first round should be 10 minutes long. First round 10 minutes long, and then the second round is 5 minutes. I just and bringing the yellow card system, it worked in Pride. You know, people. Yeah, look. When you've got an entertainment sports company, no matter what it is, boxing, wrestling, MMA, whatever it is, bare knuckle, you'll always have casuals and you always have the diehards. If you want to grow your company to the biggest company in the world, you need a mixture of both. Yeah.
Facts.
And casuals want to see stand-up wars. That's what they want to see. The hardcore know what MMA is about, but are happy with everything. But the problem is we're getting too many fights now that people grapple, know if they get a takedown, they win the round, even though they've been smashed all round. And then they do nothing but just lay there and don't fight. They don't even try and change position, you know, grapple for submissions or get into another position where they get shots off. They just lay there. And they're grappling up against the fence when they're just holding the fence and going for a single leg, knowing they can't get them down, and then just hold the leg
position. But the judges score it to the person that's looking more offensive.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying I think they've always if you're a company like UFC, you have to market yourself to everybody who wants to watch UFC. So casuals and the hardcore. So I think they've got to come up with some way of not making things more exciting. I just don't think the fighters have got what is there to fight for if you're not getting a title shot in UFC right now? Because you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
That's also the issue. Look how crazy he went when the first time when he was at UFC 300 where he decided to put the bonuses up.
Yeah.
Look at all the finishes we got. Look how good that pay-per-view was.
Yeah, and then he tried it again, and then there was no finishes, and then it's like, well, fuck that, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, but that was in the UK, right? Was that the UK card?
Yeah, UK card.
Like, but everyone was dead. Yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised there was no finishes because
everyone's dead.
The card was fucking 6 a.m. You tit. That's why you got no finishes apart from Aspinall right at the end.
And Aspinall even said he didn't sleep for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so you got to give these fighters some encouragement because all they're doing is they're just looking at their rankings now, aren't they? So if you've got a fighter in there who can win in a certain way, and they know they can win that way, they will go and do it that way, get the ranking points, and then fight another day.
Yeah, but the thing is that like the UFC only want to use rankings when it benefits them.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
But like, you know,
even the rankings. I mean, they brought out the rankings, I think, this morning, and it's weird. The rankings are weird. They really
still has Pereira ranked number 2 pound for pound behind Islam Makhachev, which to be honest, like, hey, you're gonna get no complaints from me. Like 1 or 2.
It's a toss up.
But Pereira is a toss up.
All right. It's a toss up though. But pound for pound is assuming that if everyone's the same weight, who's the best, right? Pereira. We've seen Pereira win the title in 2 weight divisions. Makhachev hasn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Pereira's number 1.
I do give Islam.
Pereira right now has to be considered number 1 for me.
Yeah, that is true. But I would give. I know Islam's not fought at 70. I give him a fucking good chance of beating Bilal.
Yeah, he beats.
Let's say a 205 size version of Islam versus Pereira. Yeah, that's a fight of the year candidate right there.
That's a fight of the century candidate.
That fight of the century.
The reason he beat Bilal is not that he's a more skilled fighter. You know, Bilal is very small for the weight as well.
Yeah.
But
brother, I've got to take you down, brother.
Bilal fighting some real big 170s. Islam fighting some really big 170s would be maybe a little bit different.
Yeah. I agree.
Bilal's easy.
All right. Speaking of Makhachev, again, nice segue there, boys. Him and Topuria have gone back and forth with some more words. Topuria basically said that he could go up and he could knock out Topuria said he could knock out Islam Makhachev if he went up, and Islam basically came out today and said, look, he hasn't really done much work. He needs to at least defend his belt at 145.
Agreed.
Is Topuria overlooking Max Holloway?
Yes.
No, because he knows that's an easy fight.
No.
That's crazy.
Why are you triggering me tonight, Jay? I don't.
I don't know if I said this now.
Jay, remember I've been saying for the last bump in a bit. You see if Ilya knocks out Max, who's one of my favorite fighters, sabbatical from us, bro.
Hey, the thing
As
is,
I
I'm not
said, we'll
watching-
always work
Thanks
together.
for joining us for that as well.
It's strictly
Yeah.
professional.
I said it for a while now. Ilya's winning that fight.
Yeah. I do. Hey, the thing is, we're not going to know whether or not he's overlooking until after the fight, because if he does do what Jamie says and KOs Max Holloway viciously, then we'll go, hey, he
I don't
didn't
knock
really
him out.
overlook him, did he?
Win it on points.
But if Max, but the thing is, if it goes to distance, I think Max is winning if it goes to distance.
No, I
mean,
don't
like
think.
Ilya's going to need to knock him out early, test that chin of Max's early to see. Then we can see if it's going to go several rounds or whether or not it go to the finish. But yeah, why is he not jumping up a division when you've done no work? Like you do, like you're going to have Max Volk rematch, which is still not. I'm not particularly like thrilled with a Volk rematch.
Yeah.
Got Diego Lopez. You're probably going to get either the winner of Evloev, Sterling. Next after
Sure.
that, so there's plenty
Sure,
of things
no.
to be getting on with.
God, Sterling anywhere near a fight. Like, if Ilya beats Max, I think if Ilya beats Max, then it'll be Lopez next. I think.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean Volk said he's got the
Oh,
match
yeah. Volk. I
afterwards.
mean, I don't know.
Volk will fuck off. It's done.
Volk, hey mate,
It's
don't tell
done.
me to fuck off, mate.
I
He's
don't
done.
know.
Shot,
I
mate.
know Volk should get an immediate rematch. I know he did great work at featherweight. I just don't know if he should get an immediate rematch though.
No, these fighters holding up divisions are starting to irritate me.
Yeah, they are a bit, to be fair. Like,
That just like, he can't fight him till he fights him, but he never fights. So what we're waiting for? Nah, just move on. Your day's finished. Go back to the Outback and just wrestle Kangaroo.
yeah, that's a good fact. Ilya could submit Max as well. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
I think Ilya does use a grappling heavy style against Max.
Yeah.
I think he will obviously use his boxing as well, but I think he uses grappling heavy style against Max. It's a
Let's
smart
go.
thing.
It's an exciting fight, man. I'm really interested in that fight.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
fight's gonna be It's gonna be banging. And I think Matt said he may join us as well because it's a decent time.
Who said that?
Matt said he could.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think
get a gate
Max at first. I was thinking Holloway's gonna
Yes,
go watch along in here. You're speaking to Holloway, bro. Like,
We're fighting in his place so we can do the watch log.
yeah. All right. So guys, I've mentioned Bad Blood the other day, and the WWE are doing great things. And obviously that card was built around this sort of the Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, which is obviously a blood feud. So I want to ask you guys, what has been your favorite UFC feud to date and why?
Frank Mir and Lesnar.
Has it?
Best feud, man.
The feud.
Best feud, man. It's just
Is this just purely the build up, not the quality of the fight we got afterwards?
that fight.
I think you gotta go with both because the Hell in a Cell match was amazing.
Fucking hell. I'm just trying to pick which Connor one was my favorite.
I just don't think he got better than Lesnar and Mir. I think Lesnar and Mir too. 1.7 million pay-per-view buys.
Oh,
Yeah, facts.
And it was great, man. Who didn't want to watch that fight with them two going back and forth?
the thing is, I'm torn between either Conor Khabib or Conor Eddie Alvarez because that build up was fucking elite. Like the whole build up, Conor, rocking up late, the Gucci mink, the line after he gets the belt, staring down the prime Tyron Woodley in the weigh-ins. Or you got Aldo McGregor, just the mental torture that he took him through throughout the whole 6-month period. Any of those kind of ones for me. Any one of those I'd be happy with. Cody TJ as well, ARK put in the chat. That's a great one.
Cody TJ's a shout.
Ken Shamrock versus the Japanese referees at Pride.
Conor Diaz is underrated. Yes, Conor Diaz is underrated. Basically, any prime Conor build-up was underrated.
Yeah, like obviously, I just feel like
Diaz for me.
I just feel Frank Mir and Lesnar 1.7.
It moved the needle for the UFC. It did. It moved the needle.
It created what they are.
I've got one. It's sort of cheating. Conor versus Floyd.
No, because I don't think the fight really delivered.
Yeah, nah. The build-up outweighed the fight in my eyes.
The build-up is the best build-up I've seen to a combat fight.
Yeah,
like that was prime Conor. It was Floyd. That was Conor when Conor really had his wits about him.
I put DC John Jones up there as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Just because the outside theme, but their fights are terrible. And then DC.
No, I thought the second fight was really good. The first fight,
and then Jones popped,
and then DC cried.
Yeah, and people still put that as John Jones' like highlight of his UFC career, even though it wasn't even a win.
Yeah.
Islam,
Their feud was great.
Oliveira was good. No, actually, I think Gaethje Oliveira was good as well.
Bisping Henderson was a decent rivalry.
That was
Bisping GSP.
Yeah.
No, Bisping Rockhold. Bisping Rockhold too. When they do the post-fight press conference all together, winners and losers, that was hilarious.
Yeah, they literally hated each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's been a feud in the company yet that's.
Hold on, Conor Aldo.
Yeah.
It was over in 17 seconds, and then they never rematched.
It's the best ever.
They never rematched. I think you got to have 2 fights in a feud at least.
Yeah. Do you think there's real tangent, really quick answer from you both? Do you think there's a chance that we could see Aldo versus Conor one more time before they both retire?
No.
Even if they just went to Aldo, look, no weight cut, it's your last fight, you get that Conor rematch. You don't think so?
Might see Aldo Conor in boxing.
Yeah, possibly Zuffa. Get the Zuffa.
Maybe.
God, though, yeah, that Zuffa shit.
Might see him in boxing, but I think Mia and Lesnar's my favourite ever feud. Great, man.
No, that's fair. All right, just a couple of comments wanted to read out from you guys. Let us know your favorite feud in the comments as well, guys. Ty, UFC should sign Pereira. I'm intrigued to see how he gets on with the Ngannou fight. If he puts on a show against Ngannou, then he'll be seen as one of the best heavyweights in the world. No, I was meant to highlight that one. They're very funny. Alex, big up to Alex George, says, apologies if I missed something, but I never heard your thoughts on AJ Dubois. I think AJ was very arrogant and paid the price.
Yeah. You've heard my thoughts on my watch along my channel.
I've not spoke about this yet.
For fuck's sakes.
I think in a rematch, AJ does Dubois. I actually think I don't understand AJ's defense. All he had to do was step backwards, and he just kept having his chin up in the air. If he stepped backwards, because the thing is, if he didn't get knocked out earlier in the fight, when he clipped Dubois and got him into the corner before he got that, he hurt him. And I literally think if AJ didn't get knocked out there, I think AJ goes on to win the fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, they're both bums, so fuck them.
And just on that little segue in regards to boxing, Luke, this Saturday we will be on your channel for Topuria Bivol. We'll also have a preview before then as well. So make sure you tune in for that as well, guys. But also that is the prompt for you guys to hit the links in the description. Subscribe to Luke's channel, subscribe to Jamie's channel, and also subscribe here if you haven't already. Jay, have you got anything coming out tomorrow over the next couple of days?
Yeah, I've got a Liverpool news show tomorrow sometime. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it yet. Might be early evening.
Cool. Sweet. Well, people, that wraps up another combat catch up. I'm trying to think, will I be live on the Sanderson Show tomorrow? Maybe. Switch on notification bell, you'll find out, and I'll also post on social media as well. But the main things this week, the preview to Topuria Bivol. Jamie's doing a new show on.
I've got a stream out tomorrow, by the way. I'm doing a stream late tomorrow as well.
And then also we've got the watch along on Saturday for the very hotly anticipated bout between Bivol and Beterbiev. So a packed week for you guys if you love your combat and your fighting. People, Luke, Jamie, as always, it's a pleasure, and always thank you very, very much, guys. Until we see you all again, have a good one, guys, and speak soon. Take care.